Hiya, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited. We have some brand new in-depth gameplay from both the Graveborn and, of course, the Stabomancer. But I did not get early access to the game because I'm not special, of course, But I still wanted to get hyped along with all of you guys. So on the website, we actually can infer a lot from some of the things. Not exactly like we could do with previous games where we could literally go in and spec our characters, but we can get a pretty good insight into the Spore Warden, which actually has some really cool looking skills. I just wanted to get giddy and excited with you guys about some of the skills because this is my favorite part of these games, is mixing and mashing your kits, seeing how things sequence into each other, and just kind of digging in and getting hyped. So get some coffee, get some tea, get some soda, but be careful because, you know, it's a lot of sugar. Anyways, and let's get into this. Sit back, relax, let's break down these skills. Okay, so the Spore Warden, we've already read this. This was in a whole other video. Very, very cool. But let's get into this. Our first class ability / main class feat is, of course, our Mushroom Companion. So this is a Fate Bringer, going to have a tiny little Mushroom Companion which targets nearby enemies, deals poison damage. Pretty awesome, but this is something new. Pinging an enemy will cause your Mushroom to do a lunge towards them, which is fantastic. Also, increasing your Fate Maker's damage will also apply to your Companion. So I believe if you do bonus melee damage or gun damage or action skill damage, I think it applies in some ways to your Companion, which is fun. This one seems to have two really good abilities. So action skill 1 is called Barrage. You fire 7 shots from your ethereal arrow bow, dealing ability damage on impact. Also, these arrows rocket twice between nearby enemies. Now, I don't know if that means it hits an enemy, if it hits them, it rams into the other enemy, or if it just kind of bounces around. I would assume it actually digs into other enemies, with essentially how overpowered it seems like. But Blizzard, the Fate Maker will create 3 cyclones of frost for a duration that seek nearby enemies, dealing frost damage, dealing frost ability damage. So I was hoping that this would scale more with it scales off of magic. Maybe when we get into the skill tree we can see that. Also, yeah, we can. Okay, so we can see the whole list. It's a little fucky. It's not like classic sequence, but it's fine. Anyways, so our passive skills. So this is basically if you see the normal skill trees that go in a line like this right here. This is tier 1, this is tier 2, this is tier 3. So we're just going to go down in that line. So let's see what these skills can do. Bounty of the Hunt, you give it 5 points in the skill. It's a kill skill, which I want you guys to keep in mind because of something we're going to talk about later. Kill skill, action skill cooldown rate is increased for a brief duration. So whenever we kill something, we are going to have our action skill is going to basically come back faster. It's not giving us shaving off cooldown, but it's just increasing or decreasing our overall cooldown. So it's good. It's good, but it says a brief amount of time or a brief duration. So if you can keep 100% uptime on this, maybe it's actually pretty hefty of a cooldown. And we'll talk about why kill skills are just seemingly insane. Anyways, Kinder Heart. Companion's health is increased and companion damage is also increased, and you can put 5 out of 5 into these. Again, I'm sorry I can't actually show you guys the damage sequencing, which is shitty because sometimes skills can give you 1 damage and it's not worth it, but other times not so much. But you can put 5 points in here, which hopefully if it scales high, then it's scaling even higher. Anyways, but again, this also a lot of them sequence in a row, so it seems like action skill ability will be on the left side, your companion's health and damage will be in the center, and then on the right side it seems like it's going to be gun damage is increased, while your also gun handling is increased. So your maybe offensive stuff is to the right, your companions is in the center, and of course your action skill damage increases are on the left. But let's see if that reigns true. Anyways, we also got Eagle Eye points. You can put 5 points in this. Also, you got gun damage is increased and gun damage handling is also increased. Hopefully it's a pretty good margin, but ultimately just a static increase, not too crazy. Tier 2, baby! Okay, Affinity. 5 points you can put into this. Ability damage. So it does look like that's the sequencing. It looks like the left-hand side of your skill tree looks like a lot of action skill bonuses. The center seems like companion bonuses, and then the right seems like just aesthetic or some synthetic kind of ability bonuses. Kind of like if you're going to play the Archer, you're going to go to the right side because you're going to want some of those other kind of passive upgrades. But anyways, ability damage on your cyclones and whatnot, if this can be pushed pretty high, that's going to be awesome. Okay, the center point, 1 point we can only put in this. It's called Spore Cloud. Your Mushroom Companion will occasionally let one rip, taunting enemies and leaving behind a poison cloud that deals damage over time. Okay, it's only 1 point. I'm not sure if I want my mushroom guy just ripping ass, but I guess maybe it just drops fools. It just absolutely eviscerates. We'll see. We also got Bullseye. Gun critical hit chance is increased. Companion critical hit chance is also increased. So, okay. So, one of the things that excited me about the Spore Warden, by the way, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, is that he seems like he is a mix between action skill damage, support is what they also said, but I haven't seen too much support abilities here. But I have seen a lot of companion buffing abilities. So if you wanted to play kind of like the Overlord, the Summoner that has like high level companions and also maybe liches and other summonable items or people like Tediore. Tediore is basically turned into like flaming skulls that just hone in on enemies and just fly around you like drones. So you can totally have that be a reality, at least it seems, by the gameplay that we've seen. But anyways, no, companion critical hit chance increase. Hopefully that's significantly better than our gun increased chance, so that just makes it worth it almost. Quiver of Holding, 3 points. Okay, only 3. Magazine size is increased. The Fate Maker's currently equipped weapon regenerates ammo over time. Really? Okay, so you get bonus magazine and you regenerate bullets. Weird. Weird that that's in this skill tree. Okay. I guess it kind of makes sense, but I was not expecting that. So you could like, well, yeah, it just says regenerate ammo. So if there's like bazookas, if there's shotguns, if there's some sort of heavily consumable thing, then that could be pretty huge. No, I was surprised. I was not expecting to see that in this skill tree. Anyways, Medicinal Mushroom. We can only put 1 point into here. It's in the center. While the Fate Maker is in Save Your Soul / Fight for Your Life, I would assume what that is. Their mushroom companion will attempt to revive them. If it does, you and your companion gain increased damage dealt for a duration. Not even a short duration, just a duration of time. Okay. So unlike Flack, who just heals you with his pets, or like can pick you up with his pets, you actually are getting a damage bonus on top of that. That's awesome. Okay. Again, there's nothing bad in here. Regenerating ammo, dealing more action skill damage, having your action abilities back faster. I thought I would see more like action ability damage here, but we haven't. It's just a lot of good utility stuff. Being healed and being able to get picked up so that you can, play solo and have a better survivability chance. Also, we got a kill skill, increases movement speed and fire rate. This effect can stack. Oh, I wish I knew how many times it could stack, but that is huge. Okay, so again, keep your mind on kill skills. Yeah, yeah. But no, the Sabomancer has some skills that basically facilitate similar to Zane. Like the faster you move, the more damage you could deal. So this could weirdly be a path for him as well, coming down here. Although I don't know if it's the best path, but it's kind of fun how they're scattering these skills around. Like ones that kind of make, or we are familiar with sequencing essentially. Anyways, tier 4, we're getting pretty deep now. Thrill of the Hunt, 3 points max only. Gun critical hit grants increased companion damage for a duration. This effect can stack up to 10 times. Again, I want to know how much, but anyways, so this sequences in to, okay, gun critical hits. Okay. What if he does, okay, that one's a little, I wonder how much the stacks diminish, basically. So I'm curious how fast the stacks diminish. But if this is the case, you may just want a gun that fires a lot of pellets so that you can build up a lot of crit hits fast enough to where you can actually expand this. But if you are playing the Stabomancer, you're going to be able to crit really easily, so there's that. Anyways, Calling Shot, 3 point max. Oh, the Fate Maker gains an ever-increasing amount of damage and damage reduction. Okay, so you can kind of play it as sniper, I guess. Hopefully there's like crossbows or something like that, but okay. I don't know if I like that too much. But yeah, no, at the very least we can do bonus companion and gun damage. Or no, it's just companion, right? Grants increased companion damage. Okay, so yeah, it's only companion damage, so we're gonna need to shoot in order to buff up our companions, which kind of makes sense. You don't just want to be sitting back doing nothing. But also, yeah, companion damage, I don't know if it counts as summoning damage as well, because the Stabomancer has something like, I think it's right here, yeah. No, it counts Dark Hydro Companions. So this would also buff up your hydras that you're dropping as the Grave Ward, which we'll talk about in another video. But he looks like perfect. I'm just so happy with the Grave Ward, but I'm even happier with the Spore, not happier. I'm about the same with Spore Warden. I'm so excited to see how this sequenced. Anyways, tier 5, almost at the end, very, very deep progression at this point. Wrath of Nature, only 3 points can be invested. Whenever the Fate Maker deals ability damage to an enemy, the affected enemy takes increased damage from all sources for a short time. Dude, the Cyclone seeming fresh. Just be so, like, especially if you're having a cooldown. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you just let your like whirlwind cyclones. We'll talk about what I'm thinking in a minute. But the cyclones will weaken enemies and also have them take damage from all sources. That's elemental damage. That's ability damage. That's melee damage. That's spell damage. That's your companion's damage. So that's probably not going to be too huge because whenever something says all sources, it's usually like 15%, but it's actually huge because it applies to everything. But anyways, Headhunter. 1 point. Gun damage dealt to critical hit area is increased. What? Gun damage dealt to critical hit areas is increased. Oh, okay. Oh, this is like, yeah, Headhunter. Yeah, so if you hit a crit spot, is increased. Okay, so I guess it's just easier to hit the headshot. That's actually awesome. Yeah, that gives you a much bigger like headshot radius, so you can be like over here and still get a headshot. That's dope. Anyways, tier 6. This is the capstone perk for the Spore Warden. I'm very curious to see what this is. Play the Angel. The Fatemaker's gun critical hits have a chance to rocket, dealing reduced ability damage to nearby enemies. The Fatemaker's gun critical hits have a chance to rocket. Okay, that's one. It's one of the things it does. So those rocketing shots deal reduced ability damage to the nearby enemy. Okay, so the rocketed shots will deal ability damage, but it's reduced. Okay, it's kind of a hard thing to base out. Rocketed shots have a small chance to rocket an additional time. So does it basically not stop? So each rocketed shot has a smaller and a smaller chance to keep rocketing? Okay, so if you're playing, so this is also the sniper class, and his capstone very much feels like the sniper capstone. So his like summonable ability buffing kind of skills are actually at the top. So if you didn't want to go deep into the, actually it makes sense. I don't think at the launch we're gonna be able to dig into 2 skill trees to the capstone. We're only gonna be able to dig into 1 capstone and a little bit at the beginning, which makes perfect sense for the summoner playstyle being kind of at the top. Anyways, interesting. Very interesting. So no, this is definitely the archer, like the sniper class, essentially. But yeah, the fact that like, again, our bow is already rocketing shots to an enemy. So yeah, but the idea that you're going to be able just to get like a high capacity sniper rifle or whatever, crit shot them in the head, which is now bigger because of some of the skills in the skill tree, and now that headshot is rocketing towards enemies. If there's like a masher version of a sniper that shoots like 5 pellets, and then you just see like like a bunch of ricocheting shots, it's good. It's not exactly what I was hoping for. And also, I don't understand why they like in the breakdown of this character, they talked about how good he was about supporting characters. He very much just feels like the sniper mixed with companions, which kind of makes sense. But it also has insane abilities like Cyclone, which I think like level him out. But no, the abilities that stand out to me, and this is the thing I was talking about when I was talking to you guys about kill skills. One of the capstone for the Stabomancer, Grave Warden, which is what most people are playing their first playthrough because it's just sick as fuck. Anyway, but your capstone for this is casting spells without cooldown, meaning it doesn't reset, it's not on cooldown after you use this ability. Casting spells automatically activate all Fatemaker's kill skills. So it's funny because this kind of got broken in Borderlands 3 with Zane having his cannon, where you could just keep activating your cannon and you would just build up all of your kill skills in other skill trees and in the main skill tree. But now it seems like you get that right at the hop, because there's definitely like spells that you can just sequence cast, like 5 shots. So you would detonate your kill skills 5 times. So anything that can stack immensely, that's pretty huge. Like what was one of the things we seen, which was like, yeah, a gun crit hits increase your companion's damage. If this was a kill skill, this would be insane, because like, yeah, it's kind of hard to sometimes hit a crit shot. Some enemies probably won't have that, or they will be wearing a mask, so you'll have to break that off first or something. So if you could just circumnavigate that by detonating a kill skill, that's pretty huge. I am annoyed that, yeah, because to me, one of the charming aspects of like the summoner is the fact that you can just synthetically hyper invest in your summons, and they kind of do a lot, so that you can kind of just shoot at the chest and play not stupid, but just play not like hardcore fucking aiming at headshots, sequencing to your abilities and shit. Like, especially when you have like a cyclone on this skill tree, where it feels like that's kind of like a mass AoE damage type thing for people who maybe don't want to aim for the head all the time. So this one feels a little contradictory to what it is, although I understand this is also this is both the like hardcore aiming at everything, sequencing headshots constantly, versus the like idiot playstyle of just summoning forth typhoons, which I want to do, by the way. I'm not judging. My hope is if I can make like summonable abilities, call a typhoon, or not a typhoon, a whirlwind, and just sit there. Just sit there like, we're just hanging up, baby. And then everything around me is getting shredded. That sounds awesome. That's at tier 5. See, I don't think we'll be able to get down this, because I think a lot of people, including myself, are probably going to go full tilt into the Staboman, or the Graveborn, sorry. Graveborn, yeah. Just because of this one spell, and it's not even like that. I hope it's good, but it's this, which is whenever you activate it, whenever you kill an enemy, there's a chance to summon a Dark Hydro Companion dealing dark magic damage to enemies for an amount of time, which is, I've seen the gameplay of this, it's so charming. There's all these like little red fucking things just spitting out venom at people. It's so fun. And you can increase that chance to almost be 100% of the time. Also, even if you didn't, yeah, you have this. Whenever you cast a spell, you'll be detonating the kill skill, so you don't even need that many chances in here if it doesn't increase the damage to that lich. So you're just casting a bunch of, I don't know where they go, I guess right underneath your feet. You're casting spells and they're detonating kill skills, and you just have a bunch of little tiny hydras on the ground. I really hope they don't nerf that. I think it's just cute and fun and kind of, holy shit, you can actually play the summoner class, or summoner in the game. It's sick. But anyways, on the topic of the Spore Warden, the ones that excite me, and the reason why I wanted to talk to you guys about this is because to me, I was hoping that there'd be a very good amount of synergy with your, basically my whole goal on my first playthrough is to see if you can make a true companion class. I think you can, right off the hop, just by seeing gameplay of Tediors, which you can basically chuck, but they create like homing fire skull bowls, like bull skulls, essentially in the air, flying around, just hitting people with magic spells. So even if you use Tediors, you have 2 companions, and you have, what do you call it, an action ability that kind of fucks shit up, or just the ability to detonate kill skills all the time whenever you're casting. That is huge. Anyways, but I was expecting this one to be more companion focused. Yeah, like to me, let me go through the companion things that look interesting. Kill skill, huge. Again, every kill skill is now on my radar because of Graveborn. It reduces cooldown, so you'll be able to activate whatever ability you choose quicker. Awesome. Also, if you're going down this, you're having Cyclone, which is going to deal cryo damage, which is going to lock down enemies and whatnot, which is just awesome. Companion increased their health and companion damage. I want to see how much this is, but that's pretty noteworthy. Increases your abilities damage. That could be good, depending on what kind of abilities you have. Mushroom farts and deals poison damage. I don't know how good the dot's going to be, and also enemies can just walk out of the AoE. That's something we've seen a lot with the Stabomancer and his blade. Enemies just keep walking away from the AoE stabbing. Gun crit hits increase your companion. This is pretty huge. Your Fate Maker can be picked up by your mushroom or your companions. This one's weird to me because look, we're not seeing a lot of companion synthetic damage increases. This could be huge though. Kill skill again, movement speed and fire rate increase. This effect can stack, so if this fire rate is pretty substantial, then you'll be able just to wreck. Especially if you keep casting, like, it'd be basically a cool sequence of cast a shit ton of spells and then just like blitzkrieg your whole magazine away, which is shitty. But if you did want to do that, now I forgot about this skill. You're now increasing, you have a bigger magazine and you have more regeneration ammo. So these skills kind of sequence into one another, where if you were able to activate a bunch of kill skills, you're firing fast, you're moving fast. Now you have a bigger magazine and you're regenerating ammo. That is massive. Again, we're not seeing as many like companion things as I was hoping. Yeah. I don't know if I like that. This is, yeah, we only really have, in fact, yeah, I don't really think we have many. We have like one skill which increases your companion's health and damage. And I don't know if the mushroom is going to be a good companion, essentially. He basically hits for poison, but he's melee, I believe, and can maybe do a little bit of ranged. Whereas your what do you call it? Your lich, your demi-lich, targets enemies at range and deals dark magic damage. So he's always going to be hitting people, and he can phase through the world. Like he's never gonna not have a line of sight. Not only that, but whenever your Fate Maker casts a spell, your demi-lich will cast a hellish blast that homes in on enemies, dealing the damage type that you ended up casting with your magic. So if you're casting a fire spell, he's gonna summon a big ass like fireball that hits your enemies, I think in an AoE. So to me, like the demi-lich has got to be a part of the sequence. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just looking at what kind of action skill looks passable and what abilities give me more summon shit. So that's where my head's at right now. But Spore Warden does seem good if you want to play the sniper role, as well as it does seem also really good if you just want to have like a kind of a, again, the blizzard to me seems huge, just to summon 3 cyclones, and if you have scaling ability damage, and if you happen to invest in a special chest piece that give you like 50% ability damage, that would just be good then. And if you're trying to, this is good for like mobbing blizzard, but if you're trying to farm bosses, I could see Barrage just nuking 7 arrows into an enemy, just dropping them like crazy. Also, hopefully I was having like gameplay in the background, hopefully. Otherwise, I don't know how this is actually going to work, but this is mainly just me wanting to sit down with you guys and talk. We'll probably do this again. I'm hell-bent on finding the best class to put with Grave Warden. And maybe we probably, yeah, we probably should make a video on Grave Warden first. Just so people know why I'm like, oh my god, where my head is like constantly trying to adapt to. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. I am so excited for Wonderlands. I'm very curious to see what you guys are going to do now that we basically can see all of the skill trees. I thought we were only able to see 3, but if you go to the classes, you can sequence into anything. Berserker, sorry. You can find out all of their skills. Also, the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I think when you're actually playing Wonderland, it's kind of nice to not actually be sitting there reading every kind of subliminal thing when you're trying just to play the game, shoot shit, kill shit, do quests, etc. So if we can get ahead of that, as just hang out and talk about some skills, so you kind of have an idea of, okay, I want to get that, and you're good. It is a shame that we can't see the scaling right at the hop, but again, leave some sort of spice to when you're actually able to get in game to see what things really have a punch and what things maybe we over analyzed or over hyped up. Forgive me if that was the case. I'm just excited and want to talk to you guys about that, the excitement essentially. But in the next video, we're gonna be talking about the Grave Warden, which I know, or Graveborn, sorry. Graveborn we'll talk about probably really quick, and I might put him with another class, because I feel like a lot of people have already heard about Graveborn because of content creators who have gotten actual gameplay footage of all their kit and stuff like that. But yes, we'll see. I might just chew through this really quick, but also I don't want to, because I want to get excited with you guys with this. Yeah. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully I can see you again. Please let me know what kind of class you're invested in and you're excited to see. Hopefully we'll cover them shortly on the channel. Thank you again, and goodbye.